Hi, and welcome back to Tatparya Books. I want to talk a little bit about traveling and books around traveling. You know how when you travel to a particular place, you want to carry back something of that place when you go back home. For a lot of people, this probably is clothes, for some people, some food items, or for some others, it could just be simple things like fridge magnets. It's probably not a big surprise that for me, this happens to be books. At some point in my travel, I will find a bookshop that sells titles about that particular place. Titles about the culture of the place or folk tales, but mostly this is history. I find that reading a book about the history of a place that you've just visited somehow enhances the experience of that place. And I tend to read the books after I've visited the place rather than before because it doesn't interfere with my experience of the place and and keeps the memory fresh for me. Recently, I was in Sikkim, and when I was in Gangtok, the capital of Sikkim, I found just the kind of bookstore that I was talking about. Tucked away into the corner of this main market in Gangtok, called the MG Market, was this bookstore called Good Books. And one look at the titles of that bookstore told me that the proprietor or the manager of this place knew what he was talking. And so I walked up to him and asked him for some recommendations about the history of Sikkim. And of all the titles that he mentioned, I picked a few and I chose to read Andrew Duff's Sikkim, Requiem for a Himalayan Kingdom. And let's talk about this today. Now, to be fair, I knew that about this book even before I traveled to Sikkim. One look at the list of books recommended about Sikkim, and you will usually find Andrew Duff's book in that list. Part of it is because it's titled Sikkim and somehow suggests that this is a history of the place of Sikkim. Only when you look at the subtitle do you realize that it's talking about the last days of the kingdom of Sikkim, and hence is a kind of political book. And anything political nowadays could be controversial. I'll try to steer away from controversies, partly because I don't understand all the factors that went into this particular time, and two, I would rather let you as a reader make up your own mind. I'm approaching this book with only one thing in mind. Does it in some meaningful way enhance our understanding of the place Sikkim? Like I said, Andrew Duff's book is mainly about the events leading up to the integration of Sikkim with India. Andrew Duff provides us just enough historical background to contextualize the events that happened in 1975. But mostly the book is about one person, Thondup Namgyal, the last king of Sikkim, also known as the Chogyal of Sikkim. The account of his life is richly detailed from private correspondence, government correspondence, newspapers of the time, etc. And it gives us this glimpse into his life from his birth all the way to his marriage with the American Hope Cook and to the events leading up to 1975 and his mindset around those events. It's through the lens of Thondup's life that you develop an understanding of Sikkim in this book. You get to know why Sikkim was so important for the geopolitics of India and China, and who are the people who are part of Sikkim. Duff's fascination for this place is palpable, and it helps him tell a largely engaging story in the book. But the book did not meet my aim of developing an understanding of Sikkim. Let me explain. Sikkim is a beautiful place, physically beautiful place, but the narration never seems to dwell on this. Even places like Gangtok and Pelling are just background for the political events that happened. And the only place that seems to have character is Kalimpong, which isn't even in Sikkim. Even the breakdown of people who live in Sikkim is explained, but we never get to see their day-to-day lives against the backdrop of these events. And it seems almost like Duff is preoccupied in following the king and queen's life. And after a point, that kind of got boring for me. So in the end, do I recommend that you read this book? It really depends on when in time you're watching this video. If you're watching this, by the time you are watching this video, if there is another book which gives a more comprehensive, detailed and engaging history of Sikkim, then I would suggest you can skip this. But until then, this book does the job really well. But I really would suggest that you visit Sikkim before you pick up any book about this place. Sikkim is a wonderful place. full of adventure and travel and beauty. So first go to the place and then pick up a book about the place. Thank you for watching Tatparya Books. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more such videos. Until next time, signing off. Bye-bye.